leadership has grown to, and where he's going at that center spot.
And is Colin good health-wise, Colin Jackson?
He is. There's always, as a fifth-year senior, there's always some little things, but I'm excited where Colton is heading into the season. He may be on a little bit of a pitch count in camp just to make sure that we don't just wear him out. But he's going to get his reps, and he's still got to compete for that spot, and he knows that. It's not just a given because you're a senior. We got to have the best 5 out there, and he knows that. And he's had a really good spring until he got a little banged up, but he's been a great leader for me, and I'm excited about where he is going into the senior year because I know he's hungry, and I know he was very disappointed in how the season ended last year.
And I know I think you were talking about Cunningham when I walked up, but I know he started left tackle in spring games. Obviously, Colton was out, and I know he trains in the left guard. How'd you feel Cunningham's spring went? How's his summer going? Where do you feel like he's at?
I feel like he's, and I don't want to. I'm not going to crown Myron too yet because he may hear this and think he's Myron. You still got to win the spot. So, but I'm excited where Myron is. Myron. I wish we would release the before and after photos because it's freaky to how much he's changed his body. So I wouldn't be surprised, and y'all don't be surprised to see Myron have a really good year. I think he can be a special player at one of guard or tackle. I think he can play both and be very efficient at both.
How about Noah Gatlin?
Same thing with Noah. Noah's one of those guys that, he may be one of my top 6, 7, 8 guys. He's battling with Dalton at right tackle, and he got a little banged up, and Dalton kind of took over that spot and didn't really let it go. So I like that competition there. But there's always a chance. Noah knows that, he's got to play right. He may have to play left. I have some ideas in my mind that of as we get going into camp, a little bit of cross training I'm going to do, and we'll see what happens there because at the end of the day, I can't have my best 5 guys, whether they're tackles or not. If my best 5 guys are I got to find them. I got to get them on the field. And whether that's sliding guys inside, we're only going to be as good as my best 5 guys on the field, and I got to get them on the field.
Who's getting work at center after Ty?
Yeah, so it's Ty, and then the guys that'll get work will be Silas, Luke Jones, Bo Limmer, Shane Clennon, Ricky Stromberg. So I've got guys that have all snapped before this year. So those will be the main guys working behind Ty.
Who do you have? How do you see the guards?
The guards are kind of same as the centers. They're Caps, Shane, Kirby. Guys will be mad because I'm drawing blanks on some names. Like, Coach, you didn't say my name. Well, make me say your name next year, right? So Luke will get a spot there, and then some of the freshmen, Rathke, Limmer will play some guard spot. Latham will play, probably start out a little bit at tackle. Not. Should have my depth chart in front of me. But those will be the main guys. If they're not tackle bodies, they'll be inside. So.
Most people are going to say even if the Lions had some struggles last year, you lose 3 starters. One of them got drafted, 2 free agents. How are you going to be better without them?
I think, our competition's a lot better this year. There's a lot of unknown with guys not knowing, am I going to start this year? And I think last year those 3 guys knew they probably weren't going to get beat out. So I feel, obviously losing Fro is a big deal because he was our leader. He was our bell cow, could play 3 different positions. But I like where those younger guys are coming in. I like the work they've put in. They understand the offense. They understand what we're trying to do. So only time will tell if we're better. But I would say on paper we're better.
How about Caps?
Definitely healthier, absolutely healthier, and more depth. Caps has had a great summer. He's worked himself. He'll start the day at left guard. He'll start out camp at left guard, but he knows that he's still got a lot to learn too. He came 2 weeks into camp last year and had a crash course in O-line play, and then obviously I wanted to play him last year early in some games to try to gain some experience. And if you look back at some of that film, I know he was upset a little bit because he didn't always know. Okay, how do I step? How do I when teams would go to odd on him, he wasn't quite sure. So now we're a year into it. He's been with us for a long time, and I think he's just in a better place mentally, knowing, hey, this is my spot to lose, and now I just need to focus on the finer details of O-line play.
Yeah, kind of said that more. Sorry, go ahead, Nate.
Colton Jackson healthy?
He's healthy. He's had a couple little things, but it's very minor. I think he's healthy going into camp.
He's had a lot of, kind of waiting for him to fulfill his potential. Just where do you see him?
In camp, I'll say this: we signed 2 JUCO tackles for a reason. And it was to piss off my other tackles. Is really what it was, and to light a fire. And I think it did. I thought Colton, his first 7 practices before he got banged up, were the best I've seen him practice since I've been here. That was spring. That was in March. So we'll see. But I'm excited where he is mentally, and I know he's hungry because kids, I don't read Twitter, but I know he does, and I know there were some nasty things said to him after a couple of those end of the games last year, and I know that's fired him up a little bit, more than a little bit. But I think he's ready and hungry to have a good season.
Who'd be your number 1 right guard for the first practice?
Shane will start out there, number 1. Yep, Shane will start out there. Yep.
Cap's kind of freakish
Cap's
in the weight room.
Yeah, and you look at him. I mean, he's it's not like he's just a huge jack cut guy. He's very solid, but he's just he's that country strong. He can squat the house, about bench the house. He moves really well. You look at him, you don't think he's going to be just this powerful guy, but he really is. He's kind of this silent assassin. Doesn't say a bunch. Once you get him going, he's got a really good personality. But he's a freak in the weight room and bends really well. I'm excited he's been O-line for a year now, and I'm excited to see his development of where he ends up.
Where'd Cunningham start out?
Myron will start out at second team left tackle. Can you talk about what